a tiny little pie, herd chef. I'm going to show you how to make this. We're going to use these two colors for our crust, but instead of using just one, we're going to mix them together. 2 strands of the lighter one and 1 of the darker one, and we're going to do a chain stitch for our pie crust. So come up on your line and go back through in the same spot, but don't pull your thread all the way through. Instead, come forward a little bit, holding that loop, and then catch it on your needle. We're going to chain these loops together. That's why it's called a chain stitch. So you're going to do the same thing. Back down in the exact same spot, move forward a tiny bit, and catch your loop. And then you'll just do this all the way around. This circle is 1 inch in diameter. This can scale to about 1.5 inches-ish, but it can't get much bigger. So do these little tiny chain stitches. The tinier the chain stitch, the cuter your little and more intricate your pie crust will be. But mixing the threads will also give us that sort of toasty pie crust look. We're going to mix threads for the French knots, which are going to fill in the middle too. Okay, so when you get to the very last loop here, instead of going back down in the exact same spot, you're just going to tack down the edge of that loop. So go down, in this video it's on the left-hand side of it, just to secure it down to the fabric. And that's it. Now you know how to chain stitch. How cool. Okay. French knots. These are the colors I'm using. They'll show up better on camera than the dark blue of the pie, but I'm using the same thing. I'm mixing them. 2 of the lighter color and 1 of the dark, or maybe vice versa. I don't remember. We're going to do a French knot. So to do a French knot, ooh, look, zooming out, cinema. Okay. You're going to hold your thread in one hand and your needle in the other. I have an embroidery holder to help me with this. It's linked in my storefront if you want one. So point your needle at your hand that's holding the thread. They can't sort of like this is not right. Some people will do it that way and it gets them all messed up. Your knot will just slip through, but you're going to hold it, your needle pointing at your left hand in my case, and wrap the thread 2 times. And then, oh, I guess, yeah, watch it again in case you missed it. Instant replay. Look at that. Okay. Now pivot your needle back down towards the fabric and bring it down right next to where your thread first came up. If you go down in the exact same spot, you have a tendency to pull your knot through. And I am holding on to that thread still very, very loosely. You can see there's no tension on it, just to keep your thread from tangling. That's it. That's a French knot. I wrapped it twice, but for the rest of this, I wrapped it 3 times. I think a traditional French knot is 2 wraps, but you can make your French knots larger or smaller by wrapping the needle more or less times. And then this is where you choose the flavor of your pie. I guess this is like a rhubarb something. I don't know. But in the next step, we are going to do the lattice crust. So just pop on your audiobook, get your French knots done. It does take a while, you know. Embroidery is not a quick craft. It's going to take you a beat. Okay, so here I'm going back to my crust colors. I'm using 3 of the lighter color and 2 of the darker color because I want the lattice to be a little thicker. And I'm just going to start with some horizontal straight stitches all the way across the whole pie. Plain, boring, easy to do, a nice break from all the knots. And you don't want these touching each other because then you won't see all of the little berries you just spent forever stitching. But you want these to be sort of horizontal lines, and then we're going to do the lattice. So same deal in the opposite direction, but you're going to weave. So use the eye of the needle, not the pointy side. The eye will make it much easier. And weave over, under through those other slats. I slid mine to an angle because I think that's cute. And then, yeah, tack it back down, same deal. You're just going to repeat on the other side. Yeah, there you go. So if you went over the thread last time, you're going to go under this time, right? You want it to be this basket weave pattern. So you can see me here, I don't know, I guess showing you as if you can't see it on a video. I guess if you're audio only, this probably won't be a good tutorial then anyway. But you're going to go opposites, right? So you want to weave in the opposite direction as you move out from that center line. I do the center first, just, I don't know, because I do. And then you're going to just repeat that until your whole little pie crust is filled in. And so I'm making this into a keychain, but think about like this stitched onto the pocket of your favorite fall coat, or maybe in the corner of all of your Thanksgiving like place napkins or something for your dinner party. Okay, here's the back. Everybody likes to see the back of an embroidery. I don't know, it's none of my business what goes on back there, but there it is if you want to see it. Okay, these little mini embroidery hoops are linked in my storefront, but basically you're going to use that smaller disc that it comes with, and that's what you're going to affix your actual embroidery to. That's also what you trace to get the size of like the whole piece. So I'm just gluing it around the side and then putting it into this little wooden hoop, making sure I like the way that it's turned and the way that it looks. And then I'm going to do a bead of glue around the inside just to stop it from falling out or pressing all the way back in, 1 around the outside edge, and then the larger wood disc is going to sandwich onto the back. It comes with this hardware. You can say I'm holding the keychain hardware in between those two wood prongs while I slide in that little bolt. Slide on the other little bolt and your keychain is all done. Okay, show me what flavor pie you made.